What's going on, guys? My name's Theoatrix, and today I'm going to be talking about the most profitable Slayer tasks that are in Oldschool Runescape. A lot of you would already know that Slayer has to be one of the most profitable skills in the game, but a lot of Slayer tasks give really crappy drops, and there's actually quite an obvious trend. The lower the Slayer level requirement for the monster, the lower the drops, as expected. So I'm going to go through some of the most profitable Slayer tasks, and I'll give a bit of background information about them. Starting off, this Slayer task has no Slayer requirement whatsoever, and this task is Blue Dragons. The profit per hour highly depends on what level you are. So if you have a better combat level, you can probably expect about 500k per hour if you're meleeing them. But if you're ranging them at a low level safe spotting, you can probably expect about 200k per hour, which isn't too bad for a no Slayer requirement monster. They don't really drop any highly valuable items like visages or any dragon items, but they do drop dragon bones and blue dragon hides every single kill, which really adds up and brings in a solid profit per hour. Now the next one is at level 70 Slayer, you unlock Kurasks, and Kurasks used to be really good money, like overly good money, but since a lot of people were camping them, the prices of their drops decreased, and now they're about 400k per hour as opposed to about a mil an hour. At higher combat levels, you could probably total about 600k per hour, but 400k for lower levels. To kill Kurasks, you need to be using leaf-bladed weaponry, whether it be the leaf-bladed sword, the battle axe, the spear, or broad bolts or broad arrows. They drop leaf-bladed weapons, which used to cost a lot more, but now they're a bit cheaper, mystic robe tops, which are quite expensive, a lot of high-priced seeds, a lot of nature runes, herbs, and coins, and they also drop some noted items like limpwort roots and white berries, which really add up. The next one is unlocked at level 72 Slayer, and this is Wyverns. And Wyverns are actually one of the best money-making methods in the game, and it's highly recommended to extend these Slayer tasks, since regular Wyvern tasks are about 10 Wyverns, which is nothing. You can, of course, go kill Wyverns regularly without a Slayer task, but with the boost from the Slayer helmet and the Slayer area, there is a lot more available Wyverns, and you kill them a lot quicker with the boost. You can probably get about 700k GP per hour if you're meleeing them with decent combat stats, but if you're ranging them, you could probably expect about 400k per hour since it's a little bit slower. The next one is unlocked at 75 Slayer, and that is Gargoyles, and Gargoyles bring in about 600k per hour to 800k per hour, and a full task at Gargoyles, which is usually about 150 of them, you can get about 1 mil in loot. To defeat Gargoyles, you need to be using a rock hammer, and that is when they're about to die, you use the rock hammer on them, and then they die. They are found in the Mortania Slayer Tower, and their valuable drops are Rune Full Helms, Rune 2H swords, Rune Battle Axes, and Plate Legs. All of those are very good for alchemy. There's also the Granite Maul, which isn't that much anymore, the Mystic Robe Top, and they also drop a lot of 10,000 coin drops and Rune Ores, and noted bars and ores, so it all really does add up. The next one is 77 Slayer, and they are found in the Catacombs of Kurend, and these are brutal black dragons. You can be assigned a black dragon task, and you have the choice of killing baby blacks, regular blacks, king black dragon, or brutal black dragon. You could get about 600k GP per hour with a decent range level, or about 400k per hour with mediocre range levels like level 80, but if you're using really good weaponry like a blowpipe with dragon darts or a twisted bow even, you can get about 1 mil an hour. They used to drop the Dragon Full Helm, however recently that was removed off their drop table, and now they still drop visages and a lot of other very expensive items, but since there's no more Dragon Full Helm, the profit is slightly less. Nechryaels are unlocked at level 80 Slayer, and if you want to get a lot of money out of a Nechryael task, you should be killing them in the Catacombs of Kurend, the Greater Nechryael. Now these guys drop a lot of alchables, but usually you'd be bursting them for the best Slayer XP possible, and bursting them is actually still profitable. You can get about 150k per hour when you're using Ice Burst. Ice Barrage, you'd probably get about 50k an hour, but you would be killing them a lot quicker. If you're meleeing them, you could probably get almost 700k per hour in cash, which is awesome, and in a full task, it takes me a bit over an hour to do, and I make about 1 mil a task. They drop a lot of high level seeds and herbs, but most importantly, the greater Nechryaels drop rune square shields a lot, and also rune chain bodies, med helms, and full helms, and they also commonly drop different runes, and they really add to the profit. The next one is Abyssal Demons, but the Abyssal Demons themselves are not very profitable, since the best drops and the only drops that are really worth picking up are things like the Abyssal Whip, the Abyssal Dagger, and they are very, very rare. If you kill the actual boss, the Abyssal Sire is actually great money, as long as you know exactly what you're doing and you have a good internet connection. It's worth noting here though that the Abyssal Sire can only be killed on a Slayer task. If you're efficient, you could get about 20 kills at the Sire per hour, but less efficient players with lower stats would probably get about 10 to 15 kills an hour. And that translates into about 800 to 900k GP per hour, which is incredible. Now, on top of that, they drop unsireds, and unsireds are dropped at a rate of 1 in 100, so you can pretty much expect to get one every task. With an unsired, you have a 48% chance of getting any piece of the bludgeon, and a total of 3 bludgeon pieces are available, but on average, the price of each piece is about 10.9 mil at this stage, because the bludgeon itself is 32.7 mil. Of course, you can't sell each piece of the bludgeon alone, but once you put all 3 together, you can sell the bludgeon. You have a 20% chance of getting an Abyssal Dagger, which is 6.5 mil. You have a 9% chance of getting a whip, which is actually 2 mil now. And the rest of the probability is for the pet and the jar of miasma, which is a troll drop. But all in all, the Abyssal Sire drops some very valuable regular drops, and then the unsired adds a bonus GP per hour. Now, Kraken is unlocked at level 87 Slayer, and killing the boss is probably one of the easiest bosses in the game, and it can only be killed on a Slayer task. You can kill the regular Kraken, but they are nowhere near as good money as the boss, and doing a full task at the Kraken Boss on my main account, I was really easily making at least 1 to 2 mil a task. Each task does take about 2 to 3 hours though, so it does take a long time. Kraken itself has a lot of drops which are over 25k. For example, the Trident is worth 1 mil, and it's a 1 in 512 drop. It drops the Mystic Robe top, the Mystic Robe bottom, and the top is 71k, the bottoms are 50k, so that is awesome. It also has a 1 in 3000 chance for the pet, which is an awesome addition. The final, most profitable Slayer monster that I'm going to talk about is the Smoke Devils, and killing normal Smoke Devils is somewhat profitable, but killing the Thermonuclear Smoke Devil is very profitable and can average well over 1.5 mil per hour depending on your luck. Of course, accounting for the price of food and certain other things, you can probably expect maybe 1 to 1.5 mil depending on how lucky you get. But a lot of its regular drops are over 50k, and that really adds up to a very high profit from a task. And also, it has a very nice drop of the Smoke Battle Staff, which totals 2.5 mil almost, and has a drop rate of 1 in 512. From a 2000 kill sample that was made, the average drop was found to be 48k per kill, but the prices on the spreadsheet are pretty outdated, so I went ahead and recalibrated the prices, and I found that the average loot per kill was about 39 to 40k. Now, it is possible to kill 40 to 50 Smoke Devils per hour, and adding up the average drops with that many kills, you can easily total well over 1.5 mil an hour. The main thing about Thermonuclear Smoke Devil though is that you can only kill it on a Slayer task, and a Smoke Devil task isn't that rare, but they can take a while to get and they don't come very often, so you can't camp there for money, but once you get the task, definitely do it at Thermo. So to conclude, Slayer is a very profitable skill, and the real profit really starts coming after level 70 Slayer, and that's why lower level Slayers seem to think, I'm not really making a lot of money, and that's because the most profitable ones start at level 70 with Kurasks. So all in all, keep slaying, get up to those high levels, and you'll be making bank in no time. Anyways guys, now it's time for Clip of the Day. Today's Clip of the Day goes to Ball Up once again, who has been featured on the Clip of the Day so many times, and this time he got the Elysian Sigil on his 82nd kill at the Corporal Beast. That's insane, man. Give me some of your RNG, you're getting so lucky. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching today's video. If you want to submit a clip of the day, there is a link in the description to my website. You can submit there. If you want to check out more videos, head over to my channel. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. And anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching and have a nice day.